Hello and welcome to Quays TV News.
First, a roundup of the big stories in the northwest today.
A grieving mum from Salford has been ordered to obtain a DNA test on her deceased partner so that his name can be put on their baby daughter's birth certificate. Sarah Dixon lost her partner David Broom in a car crash last month, just weeks after their baby Shania was born. A petition to prevent Sarah having to pay £4,000 to go to court is gaining momentum.
Thousands of NHS workers staged a 4-hour strike yesterday as their battle for better pay continues. Picket lines formed outside hospitals and ambulance stations across Greater Manchester. However, this is the first time in 32 years staff have staged a mass protest.
The strike included members of the Royal College of Midwives who walked out last month for the first time in 133 years. Hospital bosses say contingency plans were put in place to ensure the safety of patients.
A bid to scrap the tax on children's flights has been launched by a pressure group, A Fair Tax on Flying. Children currently pay the same level of air passenger duty on their tickets as adults, despite youngsters being exempt from the tax in other areas such as VAT on food and clothing.
Leaders of the campaign say air tax paid by families in the UK is already the highest in the world. Air passenger duty adds an extra £52 to the cost of a family of four's economy flight to destinations in Europe. The cost increases to £276 to destinations like America.
This week, police are urging the public and businesses to keep the region safe after an increased risk of international terror attack. I headed out into Manchester city centre to find out more. On a freezing evening, the Wheel of Manchester takes its final passengers for the night. Commuters also head home after work. But this week, police are helping businesses in what has been described as an increase in international terrorism threats. 11 of the city's most iconic landmarks, including the Trafford Centre, Printworks and the Manchester Arndale, are this week being helped by police to tighten their security in case of a terrorist attack. Police are also urging the people of Manchester to keep their region safe with the launch of a counter-terrorism week, as it's been stressed to the public and businesses alike the important role they have to prevent a strike as we approach the festive season. The threat has spread across the country, including to Liverpool and Merseyside. And now North West leader for county terrorism, Ian Wiggett, is urging the public to help those in need. He said in a statement this week, "It is important to protect vulnerable people by responding to the ideological challenge of terrorism and the threat we face from those who promote it." He continued by ensuring that the new initiative isn't about scaring people, but all about ensuring the general public that they have a role to play in keeping the UK free from terrorism. Businesses will receive a counter-terrorism brief under Operation Griffin that encourages the public, police and businesses to work together in the event of an attack. Adam Bysouth, Quays TV News, Manchester.
Now, David is here with his review of Winter Sleep. Now, I'm not familiar with this film. Can you tell me anything about it?
Well, Winter Sleep back in May won the Palme d'Or, which is the big main prize at the Cannes Film Festival. So it's quite a big film on the art house scene now because of that. That generally gets it a bit of traction. But I think the first thing I should say about it is it's over 3 hours long, so I think that's going to be a bit of a turn off for some people, which is a bit unfortunate because although it is a long film, for me it didn't really drag at any point. So it's a Turkish film. It's about a former retired actor who owns a hotel and a lot of sort of rented accommodation, so he's quite well off, and it's about him and his relationship between his young wife and his sister and some of his tenants and the people he employs. But really it's not so much about story, it's more a character study and about interactions between people and sort of what their beliefs and ideals are, and it's quite a lot of heavy film in that regard. But for me it really didn't feel that long a film. It is quite a heavy film, but it's not a Friday night film. But if you're looking for something where you read between the lines, that's something I'd recommend. Alright,
thank you David, it sounds interesting. Back to you Adam.
Thanks Jenny. The Salford International Media Festival attracted delegates from around the country to the University of Salford this month when it returned to Media City UK. The festival hosted the Next Generation programme designed to inform and inspire new talent. Various famous faces delivered fun and inspiring sessions across the 2 days, including broadcasters Bill Turnbull, Seth Bennett and ITV editor Richard Frediani. We spoke to hit daytime host Jeremy Kyle about filming here at Media City.
One of the things I'm proudest about with the Jeremy Kyle Show is that I think today we have 7 producers and 6 of those started as runners, and I think that says everything in terms of development and how you can enhance the career. But yeah, understanding what it's like on the floor is a world away from reading a book, isn't it, to be perfectly honest. Interestingly, for the kids that work on the Jeremy Carr show, maybe when we're on downtime in the past, they wouldn't have been able to find work for 2 or 3 months in the summer. Now there's so many shows being made, and that gives them so many more opportunities to work for the BBC or Channel 4 or ITV, work in children's, work in drama, work in entertainment, work in reality. So there's far more, and it's such a fantastically vibrant place, Media City, and that can only be a good thing. You know, London isn't the centre of the world, is it? I mean, I've made the Jeremy Carr show in Manchester for 9.5 years, and I would always make it in Manchester. I think it's a fantastic place, and the people up here have loved, you know, being involved, so absolutely. If I was a student and I was studying, I would want to talk to people who've done talk shows, reality shows, humorous shows, dramas, whatever, because that's how you learn, isn't it?
And now here's Joey with the latest sports news.
Cheers, Jenny. We start with Saturday's non-league football action, which certainly wasn't short of excitement. In the Conference Premier, there were wins for both Macclesfield and Altrincham, whilst Chester drew 2-2 away at Bristol. In the Conference North, Stalybridge and Hyde both suffered defeats, while Stockport contested a goalless draw with Fylde. In the Evo Stick Premier Division, Ashton United lost at Witton Albion, but neighbours Curzon Ashton won 2-0 at home to Matlock. FC United's unbeaten run came to an end away at Stourbridge, and Trafford suffered a 2-0 defeat to Hales Owen. In the Evo Stick League First Division, Salford ended their run of defeats at Lancaster, Droylsden lost at Spennymoor, and Mossley rounded off action with a 2-1 win against Prescott Cables. Salford City will be looking to continue their revival tonight as they take on FA Cup giant killers Warrington Town at Moor Lane, and could see a first home appearance for new signing Martin Andrews. Salford's opponents, Warrington, have been grabbing all of the headlines recently following their FA Cup exploits, and our reporter Ainsley Rashid has more.
Earlier this month, Warrington Town made light to a 100-place gap against Exeter City on the football pyramid to reach the second round of the FA Cup. And all the action happened right here at Cantilever Park, usually host to 200 spectators, but that Friday saw over 2,000.
It was the first round, but not the start of Warrington's journey. They've already had 6 FA Cup wins this season. For Premier League clubs, that's enough to reach the final. This felt like Warrington's.
It all added up to a really exciting night, and I'm sure anyone who watched it on the TV will back that up. It was an absolutely amazing night, and just sums the FA Cup up. That's what the FA Cup's all about. Defender
and plasterer Craig Robinson headed in the winner in the 8th minute.
The feeling, at first I didn't know why I'd scored, because obviously I flicked it on and all I seen was at the back of the net and the crowd roar. So I ran off, it was as my own goal, but I didn't know it was my own goal. So, but like you say, I'll take it, and the lad jumped on me, and when they said I'd scored, it was what a feeling.
The lowest ranked side in the tournament look forward to their next match against Gateshead in December, another televised event.
We've beaten a team who were in the Football League, and then we're going against Gateshead who were doing all right in the conference there, up near the top. So it's going to be a difficult game. We're under no illusions. But I've got a good set of players here, and I'm not going to go into the game with any fear, that's for sure.
In the meantime, it's back to the day jobs for these aspiring footballers. Ainsley Rashid, Quays News.
That's all the sport for today. Back to you, Adam.
Thanks, Joey. And here's Thomas Deegan with the latest weather forecast.
Today we'll see sunshine throughout the day with top temperatures of 9 degrees. As we go into the evening, though, temperatures will die down, and we're looking at 0 degrees by midnight. As we go through to tomorrow morning, we're looking at showers on and off throughout the day with a touch of frost in the morning as well. As we get into the evening of tomorrow morning, it will drop down again to 0 degrees, so that de-icer is needed. And Thursday to the weekend, I'm afraid to say it's just going to get colder, so get them Christmas jumpers out, guys.
Thanks, Tom. That's all we have time for today on Quays. Join us again on Thursday at 1:30 for the latest local news and sport.
Our resident film buff Tom will be reviewing the Hunger Games for us, and don't forget to head over to our Facebook page, Quays News. You can also follow us on Twitter at Quays News.
Whatever you're doing today, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you on Thursday. Goodbye.